Hi everyone. I hope this finds you happy, healthy, and safe, and navigating this interesting time with ease. I've come to you today to talk about something that I think we're all experiencing at the moment to some degree, and that's anxiety. And I'd just like to explain a concept to you which might help you understand why you are battling anxiety at the moment. So, we have something called a reptilian brain. A reptilian brain is what helps us to survive. It protects us from the elements. It protects us in all shapes and forms. However, it comes from back in the day when it was survival of the fittest, and we had to hunt for our own food, and we had to survive in the wild, right? So it is there to protect us from danger. It's there to protect us so that if we are being chased by a bear or something is really threatening our survival and our life, that adrenaline pumps through our bodies and we respond to that threat in that moment and get superhuman strength and speed to help ourselves survive. So this has helped us to some degree, but it also hinders us in a big way because we aren't essentially being chased by a big bear, but we are facing other threats in our lives, especially now. However, anxiety is often caused by perceived threat. So a threat that probably won't happen, but our logical minds and our fight or freeze or flight response allows us to go there to problem solve and to decide what we would do if that would happen. But the problem with this is that we are problem solving something that hasn't even happened yet. We're problem solving something that's in fantasy land, that's not necessarily or may or may not happen. But what we're doing in that process is we're worrying, we're planning for the worst, we're tapping into something we all have as human beings called a negative bias. And a negative bias could mean two things. Either you have a negative bias about yourself and the way you see yourself and the way you speak to yourself, which is not helpful, or you have a negative bias whereby you are looking for negative things to attach to, such as watching the news or hearing the latest corona stats or connecting to people who like to complain and, go into victim mode because misery loves company, right? And especially now we're craving connection as well. So all of this stuff kind of creates this vicious cycle. And we really need to break out of that. But when we are facing heavy things like financial stress and health issues and economy crashing and all those kind of things, it's really hard to disconnect from that negative bias. It's really hard to push yourself into thinking positively and tapping into the things that will really actually help you and really actually help you to navigate this time in an easier way. A very interesting stat as far as anxiety goes is that we are at the moment experiencing as a human race 7 times more anxiety than we normally would because of what's happening around us at the moment. So even those who don't normally battle anxiety might be battling that now. And the thing about being somebody who battles anxiety normally is that you might have developed some coping strategies, whether they're good or bad. But to someone who's never experienced it before, is now looking for ways to cope because this is all very new and can quite easily bring about feelings of panic. And panic attacks are really horrible. They actually make you feel like you're dying, and your chest closes up, your blood rushes to your vital organs because that's the body's stress response. And it sends blood to the places that it absolutely needs to survive. And that can make your arms go numb, and it can make you feel lightheaded, and it can make you want to faint. And then, of course, because we're facing health issues at the moment, of course, the mind goes crazy, and you think, oh my word, do I now have corona? What do I have? Is something going on here? And then that opens up a whole barrage of anxiety on its own. So through my one-on-one sessions with my clients and obviously being very connected to and following trends around the world related to anxiety and depression and stress, which is something that I am very passionate about helping. It's a cause I wish to fight and work with people to manage in their lives. I've created a webinar which I'll be running tomorrow night for an hour, and those who attend will walk away with tools and strategies as to how to help themselves when they're battling those anxious moments, what they can do for themselves. And as normal, I like to arm people with tangible tools that they can really use in those very heavy moments and they can employ on a daily basis to help themselves. So it's real tangible tools that I've used myself, that I've helped my clients use in their anxious, depressed, stressed moments. And they really, really do work, and I really do believe deeply in them. So I've created this webinar. It's an hour. It's tomorrow night, the 28th of July, 2020, for an hour. And if you'd like to book your spot, follow the link below. You won't be sorry. I'd like to leave you with one final thought, in that anxiety, depression, and stress are managed in the moments when anxiety, depression, and stress are low. So don't wait for those days where you're battling. Work through it and prepare yourselves in advance. You won't be sorry. I look forward to seeing you there.